Okay, this right here is my 2015 Dr650. Bought this brand new. Did a lot of stuff to it over the years. Got just shy of 10,000 miles. It's the middle of winter, but you can't tell by looking outside. And I went to fire this up and it wouldn't start. The battery was fried, and replaced that. And I just peeked in the airbox and it was full of a rat's nest. And they tore up my air filter and tore up some wires. So it kind of inspired me to, bring it back to its former glory, since I haven't done a lot of riding on this in the last couple of years, or as much as I'd like to. So this year I plan to do more, and I bought a few things. Okay, I'm doing the work here at my house. It's not so bad outside. It's like 45, 50, and I didn't want to break the garage. I have some tools here. Truck's got tools in it. But I got this box I ordered from ProCycle, and we got some goodies in here that we're gonna do some stuff with. The big stuff's not here yet. A couple things are on back order, and that'll be later, but most of the parts I have on this bike did come from ProCycle. So we got some oil filters and a pre-filter for the K&N. In the other video, I cleaned out the K&N filter with a K&N kit I have here. I found that at a garage sale a bunch of years ago. Been using it. So I have a new pre-filter that I'll install. I probably won't get to that till later. Some oil filters, I'm not going to do that now. Got oil at my garage for the bike, but we'll wait on that. That's easy. Okay, so I left some stuff in the box here, and this is what we're going to be getting to later. I don't have all the parts for this, so obviously fork oil, installation tool, and then these are the Kojin drop-in dampers. And I'm waiting for fork springs, and I don't know if it comes with caps. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that. But this is going to be to redo the front suspension, and because it's so squishy on there, I think the spring rate in the bike is made for like a 150-pound man. I am about 220, 230, and if you ride with a backpack or any kind of gear, you're far surpassing the rating on the suspension. The rear shock, the dampening's turned all the way up on there. The front, you can't really adjust nothing. So the front is always a problem on these bikes. People just do the fronts and leave the backs. So we're going to do the front. And what we're going to do is a rear shock for my weight. And it's nothing crazy. It doesn't have like a big reservoir. It's nothing fancy, but it's way better than stock. And the whole bike should perform a lot better, but that'll be later. Right now we have this haul here. This is a chain guard. This is a case saver. This is metal instead of plastic. That should protect the case. If the chain ever comes loose, that'll protect me. Oil cooler guard. I do like JNS stuff. They probably have the best skid plate on the market. It protects the most. But my factory oil cooler cover is bent, and this should be stronger. We have bar and weights for bark busters, and these are case savers. These are kind of heavy, but I think I might powder coat these. I'll get back on that. I'm gonna pull them out, check them out, but I think I might powder coat them. But for the weights, they should just go right on over here, and the box does have a good amount of weight to it. They should work. I do get a lot of vibration in the bars. You have to pull the factory bar ends out that stick out, and these are fat bars, so they should work. We'll see. And then I'm gonna place this and that, and what I want to do is clean this up. I think I want to powder coat that. There's a couple covers on the other side. My old shifter, you can see dug into that a little bit. So I think the case armor should protect against that and anything else hitting it. If this bends and smashes into there, it should be fine. But I don't know what color I want to powder coat it. I do have lots of black, and I might have gray. I think gray, this is gray, not black, will look good on there. What I was going to do was powder coat this and this stuff, maybe the brake lever. This bracket here is a little shitty. This should get repowdered or whatever coating. Just stuff like that, just to clean it up, make it look good. This bums me out, but it is an off-road bike. Super easy, 210 millimeters there and there. And J&S does provide new hardware and a sticker. So that should just go like that. So we're gonna do this next. And there's an 8mm there, and there. And I quick glanced the instructions real quick, and it's mentioned something about Loctite, and I'm like, you know what, that's not a bad idea. Didn't have any here, so I went to the garage, so I'm gonna pull these bolts out. And I brought 2 different flavors. So we're just gonna pop those out, put some blue on there, should be good enough, and then we're gonna do this. New bolts for this have a different head, they're 10mm, and they come with these spacers, and the bottom holes are slotted, you can see. You're supposed to put these retaining washers so the spacers don't fly out and end up in the chain or in your skid plate. And they say to leave them loose, so I guess they'll just compress when you're tightening it. So I was gonna slip that in there and see how it goes. Okay, so threw a little Loctite on there. I think the best is to come in on an angle like this and then bottom in and then try and get the top in. So they're all loose, so we're gonna get them hand started, and then you can move this. So I think I want it like that. And then we're gonna tighten it, and I'm gonna roll it back and forth, make sure the chain's not hitting here or there before it's too late. If you need the instructions and you don't have them, you could pause and look at it. But we're gonna just snug them down. It says 6.5 foot-pounds, so we're gonna give it a little wrist click. And that should be that. I just rolled it and it was good. Stick in storage. This one here, I cut this out a long time ago. This is a smaller front sprocket, 1 tooth smaller for gearing. And this is just easier to clean in there if you got a bunch of mud or a stick or something. Weeds, going through a swap. So we're gonna store that. That's in there. So if this blows apart, it doesn't destroy your case. And I mean, that's a good investment. So we switch sides, and this is the factory oil cooler and guard. Guard's bent, it's kind of flimsy. And there's 4 bolts, 2 on this side, 1, 2, and then on the other side, so I just grabbed a ratchet. We're gonna pull that off and Loctite the bolts and set that on there. So we got that on, nice and beefy. The holes are a little bit bigger where stuff can pass through, but is a lot beefier in the long run. This skid plate's also from J&S, and so is that mastic cylinder cover. The powder kind of flaked off of that, but it damaged quite a bit, so I might repowder coat that as well. I don't think I mentioned that before. And this little wing is taking a beating, so I might clean that up too. I would like to repowder coat everything, like these little turn signal brackets and stuff like that, but I mean, it's an off-road bike, not a show bike. We're just gonna try and make it look a little bit better. Okay, got this side installed. I thought I could just swap the bolt real quick. What I had to do was loosen everything, and then this wasn't pushed in far enough, so I just trimmed the lever just a little bit more. I already had to cut the ball off of there to install these, but I just trimmed this one just a hair more. I thought this would sit a little flusher, but I guess it's just a universal. The bolt that came out of here come with 4 different sizes. This size, I took the one that's just a hair longer than the one that came out of it, and that'll go into this side. And I already got this loosened up. I think I have to loosen a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna shove it in there. So this was the kit, and I kind of like it. Got it installed there. I had to trim this lever up just a hair to get it in more, and then I just took a slice with the razor blade off the end of the grip there just to get it super flush. The bolt that came out of this side was barely gonna come out of there. It was all tore up. but these got some decent weight to it on both sides. This is all super tight now. Everything clears. Got all the burrs off the end so it doesn't cut me. And I'm gonna take it for a ride and see if it helps. It should. There's a lot of vibration that goes on with these single cylinders, so you got all these extra bolts. We're gonna keep them. And there's a couple more things to install. Well, I might not powder coat it. It kind of blends in. I thought it would stick out like a sore thumb. The other side with the big skid plate may have to get trimmed. I haven't played with it too much. But you do gotta kind of put it in there. See, that's what we were protecting from, the shifter hitting it. Just like that-ish. I just don't think it's sitting flush enough because of the bottom. It's resting on the skid plate. So I'm gonna play with that more, but I think I'm gonna have to cut some of it. All right, I just took the corner off of there, and when it gets, this guy's got silicone to the cover. I just don't want the motor to move and just ting this off the skid plate or rub it, since the skid plate does come up pretty high. So we're just kind of trying to protect the outside there. So this side doesn't matter because this is covered up in here. I've also had this for a really long time from J&S. Just got leaning over, and there's a lip on the bottom of this, so I lined it up, and then I just marked it with the drill bit, and I drilled through it. So now I do that. Where's it at? So now I gotta get this nut in there, try to line it up, and bolt it all together while using Loctite. So that'll be fun. Okay, that's a preferred method. Shove a screwdriver in there, crank her down. It's a 4mm Allen, and it's back on the ground. So I'm gonna take it for a ride quick though. Don't worry, I got slippers on, but I'm wearing composite-toed socks, and I got my safety glasses on. So I'm gonna go around the block real quick, see if there's any vibration with these or if it's less. And gonna wait for more springs and shocks to show up. Well, it's been a few weeks and I kind of lost all motivation to powder coat stuff, but this is one of the brackets for the DR. And it came out pretty dang good. So I have this toaster oven here, and this toaster oven always works good because there's an element on both sides to cook it, and it gets hot really fast and it's small. With this oven here, there's only an element on the top. It's slow to heat up. I haven't had as good of luck with this as that. It could be many things: the Harbor Freight powder coating system, it could be the powder. But right now I have 2 hubcaps in there as a test. I'm gonna do 2 more, make sure I get it all dialed down. This, I can't get the fit in there. It looks like it would, but I wanna hang it, and this fat end here just doesn't fit. If the rack went up just a little bit more, it'd be a different story. And that's ready to get powder coated as well. All right, that's cooled off enough to take her down. That didn't come out too bad. A little run there, but that's the backside. It's a lot better than it was. So it's late, and I just want to get something else done. I got 2 of the brackets here, and that looks much better. That was originally silver. I got the other piece at the shop. It was hot when I left, and I'm gonna handle this next, and this bike's probably coming with me on a trip. So this is the cover for that. I just gotta stick it back on there. We're gonna crank it all down. This should be a wrap for this video, maybe. I don't know. I just got a confirmation. It's been like 2 months since I started this video. But the confirmation says the rest of my parts shipped out, so we'll see. Okay, those 2 brackets are on there. I just gotta tighten that up. I have another bolt for this. I'm gonna probably wire wheel this and paint it for now. until I get it. I can't get this one out. It's so stripped. I need to weld a nut on there, but I do have bolts for that. I did bring a tap home and tapped out the hole because it was all messed up. And I think that'll be good enough for now. I might do a little touch-up paint there. I'd like to powder coat this and pegs and stuff, but this will be good for now. Editing the video is starting to get way too long, so I'm just going to post this part, and then the next part I'll be doing the whole suspension on it. It's usable in its current state, so it's fine. The suspension's supposed to be on its way, but they sent it the slowest way possible. So I'm just taking the bike out, and when I come back, hopefully we'll install it.